You think you know the person sleeping beside you until one small thing exposes the truth they worked hard to hide. Nothing prepares you for the punch in your stomach when you find something in their bag that was never meant for your eyes. Your mind races, your hands shake, and you start questioning every late night, every excuse, every moment you blamed yourself instead of seeing the signs. Betrayal does not whisper. It hits fast. It burns. And in that burn, you face a choice: stay silent and break inside, or take back control in a way they never saw coming. But before I tell you what happened that day, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. You think you know the person sleeping beside you until one small thing exposes the truth they worked hard to hide. I stood in our bedroom with her bag open on the bed. Morning light slid across the sheets while my pulse hammered inside my chest. I reached inside to pull out her planner, but my fingers hit something smooth. I lifted it out slow, afraid of the answer hiding in my hand. Men's protection, sealed, new, quiet, but loud enough to split our home in half. My throat tightened. My breath came short. For a long moment, I didn't move. I only stared at the proof of a life she lived when I wasn't watching. Voices drifted through my mind. Every strange moment, every late night, every quick shower after work, every time she looked away when I asked simple questions. Everything connected in one awful snap. I sat on the edge of the bed and held the item between my fingers. Betrayal opened a door inside me. Anger waited on the other side. Hurt waited beside it. But beneath all of that, a steady thought formed. If she wanted a secret life, she would face the truth she ignored. I opened my drawer and pulled out the pepper spray I kept for emergencies. I placed it in her bag beside the item I found. A warning. Quiet, but sharp. A message she would understand the moment she reached for her lies. My hands shook while I closed the bag. The zipper sounded louder than my heartbeat. I placed the bag back where she left it, near the dresser. Nothing inside looked disturbed, yet everything inside me shifted. I walked to the kitchen. The clock on the oven clicked toward 9. She had texted earlier saying she stopped for coffee and would be home soon. Normal words from someone building a second life behind my back. I sat at the table, hands folded, waiting. Minutes crawled. The front door opened. Her footsteps moved across the floor with familiar rhythm. She walked in with a smile that hit me like a slap. "Morning," she said, voice soft. "You're up early." I nodded. I needed time. She kissed my cheek. My skin stiffened under her lips. She didn't notice. She walked to the bedroom to drop off her bag as usual. A short pause. Silence thick enough to choke a room. Then her voice cut through the air. "What is this?" I didn't answer. Her footsteps approached fast. She appeared in the doorway with the pepper spray in her hand. Her eyes shook with fear, confusion, guilt. Layers of truth fighting to stay hidden. "Why did you put this in my bag?" she asked. I stood slow. I replaced something. Her face drained of color. "What did you see?" "You know." She shook her head with weak denial. "You're misunderstanding." I stepped closer. "No. You're exposed." She staggered back, shoulders hitting the hallway wall. Her breath turned uneven. She held the pepper spray like it burned her skin. "I didn't plan for things to go this far," she whispered. "So they went far." Her eyes filled with panic. "You don't know the full story," she said. "Then start talking." She looked toward the window as if escape waited outside. Shame settled on her features. Her hands tightened around the spray. "It isn't simple," she said. "It became simple the moment I opened your bag." She pressed her lips together and lowered her gaze. A tear slipped down her cheek. "I didn't want you to find out like this." Did you want me to find out at all? She swallowed hard. No. Silence hit again, heavy, sharp, final. I walked past her and stood in the hall. We're not done. She followed me with slow, hesitant steps. Please, she said, let me explain. Then explain. She opened her mouth, but no words came. Instead, she cried, raw, quiet, broken. But guilt didn't erase truth. I stepped closer, eyes locked on hers. Who is he? She covered her mouth with her hand, shaking harder than before. I asked a question, I said. Who is he? Her knees weakened. She leaned on the wall. He isn't what you think, she whispered. Then tell me what he is. Her silence answered for her. I felt my jaw clench. You made a choice. Now face it. She wiped her face and looked at me with swollen eyes. If I tell you everything, you won't see me the same way. I already don't. Her breath hitched. Then she whispered the words that cracked something deeper than betrayal. He isn't gone. He's waiting for me. Her words hit with the force of a truth she hid for so long that speaking it out loud nearly broke her. He's waiting for me. The room fell silent. No clock, no breath, no movement. Only those 4 words hanging between us like a final line she crossed long before I found anything in her bag. I stepped closer, slow, controlled. Where? She pressed her back harder against the wall. Please don't make this worse. Where is he? Her lips trembled. He said he'd wait until I figured out what I wanted. Outside? At his place, near our home? She didn't answer. Her silence told me everything I needed to know. He wasn't far. He didn't fear discovery. He expected her. He assumed control over my wife's time, her choices, her body, her secrets. My hands tightened at my sides. When did this start? I asked. She blinked fast. Months ago. How many months? She whispered. 4. My chest tightened hard. 4 months of lies. 4 months of late nights and outside calls. 4 months of soft apologies that never sounded sincere. And you plan to keep going, I said. I didn't know what I wanted, she whispered. He made things feel different. He filled empty places you stopped noticing. I breathed slow, steady, pushing back every sharp emotion rising inside. You didn't come to me. You went to him. I was scared you'd hate me before I understood myself. And what were you hoping to understand? Her jaw shook. She stared at the floor. If I still loved you? The words scraped something inside me. And now? I asked. She lifted her eyes. Now everything feels twisted. I care about you. I care about him. I'm stuck between guilt and desire and fear. My stomach turned. You felt desire for him. She closed her eyes. Yes? Heat rushed through my chest. Not anger alone, betrayal, disgust, loss. And he knows you're married, I said. Yes. And he still waits. Yes. He wants you to leave me. Her whisper broke. He said you don't give me what he gives me. I stepped back a little. My breath steadied in a cold, controlled line. And what does he give you? Attention? Excitement? Her voice cracked. Escape. I stared at her. The woman I trusted. The woman I woke beside. The woman who let someone else fill spaces meant for us. Did you meet him last night? I asked. Her shoulders curled inward. No. Did he ask you to? She nodded. But you stayed home, I said. She nodded again. And you hid protection in your bag because you were planning to go the next time I wasn't watching. Her breath stopped. I wasn't going to follow through, she whispered. Your bag says otherwise. She covered her face with both hands. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? That I found out? Or that you didn't get to meet him today? She didn't answer. And what's the pepper spray tell you? I asked. She lowered her hands. Her voice dropped to a whisper. That you're angry. No, I said, angry is too small. The spray wasn't a threat, it was a message. She swallowed. What message? That you're not the only one who can send a signal? Fear slid across her expression. What does that mean? It means I'm done pretending I don't see what stands in front of me. She stepped forward, voice thin. I'm not choosing him. You already did, multiple times. No, she said. I didn't leave you. You didn't stay either. Her voice shook. I'm trying to fix this. Fixing starts with truth. She took a shaky breath. Then here's truth. I braced myself. He's outside. My pulse jumped. Right now. She nodded. He texted while I was driving. He said he'd wait until I walked back out. I stared at her. And were you planning to go out there? She blinked and tears finally spilled. I don't know. The honesty hurt more than a lie. I walked to the window, pulled the curtain back an inch. The street sat quiet, still. Then a figure leaned against a car a few houses down, calm, confident, expecting her. I let the curtain fall. She watched me with fear and regret tangled together. You owe me one more truth, I said. She swallowed hard. What truth? Did you touch him? Her breath caught. Please don't ask that. I need the answer. She closed her eyes. Tears slid fast. Her voice came out thin. Yes. Silence cut the room apart. I stared at the floor. I didn't blink. I didn't move. I let the truth settle like cold ash around us. How far? I asked. She shook her head. Not everything. But enough, I said. Her knees weakened. She lowered herself onto the couch, covering her face. I lost control, she whispered. I wanted something selfish, something that made me feel wanted. I didn't think. I didn't stop. I didn't choose right. You chose him, I said. No, she said through tears. I chose escape, not him. He was the escape. She nodded, trembling. Yes. I walked past her toward the hallway. She lifted her head fast. What are you doing? She asked. I'm ending his part of this story. Her voice broke. Please don't go outside. He's waiting for you. I know. He shouldn't be. She stood and reached for me. Please. Talk to me first. I turned to her. Talk? After months of secrets? After touching another man? After watching him stand on our street waiting for you like you belong to him? Her lips shook. You don't need to protect him, I said. I'm not protecting him, she cried. I'm protecting you. I frowned. From what? She hesitated. He doesn't handle rejection well, she whispered. He doesn't like being told no. I stared at her. Are you telling me he's dangerous? She nodded slowly. And you still let him into your life. She covered her face again. I know. I took a breath, a slow one, cold, steady. Stay here, I said. Please, she begged. Don't do this. Too late. I walked to the door. Her footsteps followed. Don't walk out there, she said. He thinks you don't know anything. He's wrong, I said. She grabbed my arm. If you confront him, everything explodes. It already exploded. Her hand slipped away. I stepped outside. Cold air brushed my skin. He straightened when he saw me. Not surprised, not nervous. He smiled, as if he owned the outcome, as if he expected her, as if I didn't exist. He took one step forward. You're not the one I'm waiting for, he said. I stepped closer. She's not coming out. He raised an eyebrow. You sure about that? I'm sure about one thing, I said. And what's that? He asked. I held his stare. Your access to her ends now. He stared at me like he was studying a problem he already solved. His confidence wasn't loud. It was quiet, smooth. The kind of confidence someone gains when they've crossed lines before and walked away without consequence. "You think you decide that?" he asked. "I'm not asking," I said. He tilted his head, amused. "She didn't tell you everything." "I heard enough." "She told you pieces," he said. "Pieces she shaped to protect herself. But she didn't tell you what she told me, what she promised me." My jaw tightened. "She promised you nothing?" He smirked. "That's what you want to believe." I stepped closer. He didn't back up. Not an inch. His shoulders stayed loose, as if he controlled the rhythm of this whole moment. "You waited outside my house," I said. "She asked me to give her space," he replied. "I gave her space." "You think standing in front of my home is giving space?" "Yes," he said. "Because she told me she needed time to talk to you. She never said goodbye." I felt that line hit somewhere deep. He watched for reaction. I showed none. He crossed his arms. "Tell me, did she cry?" I didn't answer. "Did she tell you she felt lost?" He continued. "Did she say she didn't know what she wanted?" I kept my voice steady. "She said she's done." He smiled faintly. "She says that every time she's scared." "She's not scared now." "Of you?" he asked. "No." "Of herself?" "Yes." I took a breath and forced the anger back into a cold line in my chest. "You need to walk away." He shook his head slowly. "No. She needs to tell me herself. She doesn't want to see you." "She will," he said, "because she always does." The door behind me opened. Her voice trembled. "Stop." He looked past me. The moment he saw her, something shifted in his expression, a spark of ownership, confidence sharpening into certainty. She walked down the steps on shaky legs. "Go home," she said. He raised an eyebrow. "This is the speech you practiced?" "I didn't practice anything," she whispered. "Not for him," he said. "For me." Her breath hitched. "You told me you felt alive," he continued. "You told me you felt seen." "Those were moments," she said, "not truth." "They were truth when you wanted escape." She swallowed hard. "I don't want escape anymore." I watched her hands. They shook. She wasn't lying. She was pulling free of a mistake that almost swallowed her whole. His eyes narrowed. "So you're choosing him?" She nodded once. "Yes." He stepped forward. I stepped in front of him. He stopped. His jaw tightened. She spoke again, voice softer. "I made mistakes. I hurt my marriage. I hurt my own trust, but I'm done with secrets." His stare sharpened. "You think this is over?" "It is," she said. "You think he's enough for you." She didn't respond. Silence answered for her. He looked at me again. "You don't understand her. You don't know her the way I do." "No," I said. "I know her in every season. You only know her when she's breaking." That line hit him, hard. His nostrils flared. "You think she won't call me again?" "She won't?" I said. "You think she won't miss what I gave her?" "She won't." He glared past me at her. "Tell him what you told me the last night we talked." Her lips parted. Fear flickered. Guilt. Shame. Regret. She looked at me. "He's trying to twist things." "Tell him," the man insisted. She blinked hard. I said I didn't know who I was anymore." "And?" he pressed. "And I said I didn't feel desired." A sharp ache cut through me, but I didn't move. "And who made you feel desired?" he asked, triumph in his voice. She looked at him with something different this time. Disgust, clarity, strength. "You did," she said, "but only because I let you." His expression changed. The power he held started to slip from his grip. "I let you because I felt empty," she continued. "Not because you were special. Not because I loved you. Not because I wanted a future with you. Only because I was lost." The man's jaw tensed. "I'm done being lost," she said, "and I'm done with you." He breathed out slowly, anger simmering beneath calm. "This won't last." "It will," she replied. He looked at me again. "She'll come back." "No," I said. "She's already home." For the first time, he stepped back. Not far, but enough. Enough to reveal the truth he didn't want to accept. She took my hand. His eyes locked onto that. A silence full of finality settled. He exhaled once, slow, bitter. "You'll regret this," he said. She held my hand tighter. "No, I regret what I did, not what I'm choosing now." He stared a few seconds longer, then turned and walked away. His steps were steady, but his shoulders carried defeat. He got in his car. The engine started. He didn't look back. The car disappeared down the street. Only when it was gone did she collapse against me. Her legs gave out. I caught her before she hit the ground. She sobbed into my chest. Raw, broken, honest. "I'm sorry," she whispered over and over. "I'm so sorry." I held her. Not with forgiveness yet. Forgiveness needs time, but with truth and boundaries, and a choice we would make together or not at all. "Inside," I said softly. "We'll talk inside." We walked back into the house. She stayed close, trembling with the weight of everything she almost threw away. The door closed behind us. No more secrets. No more waiting. Only the hardest conversation of our life starting the moment we sat down across from each other. Thank you for following this story.